Work permit in Canada, the essential documentation checklist for a successful application. A work permit is an essential document that grants individuals the authorization to work in a specific country. To obtain a work permit in Canada, it is necessary to have a job offer from a Canadian employer. The application process involves several steps, starting with the employer applying for a Labor Market Impact Assessment (LMIA) and receiving approval. Once the LMIA is approved, the employer can extend a job offer to the individual, who can then proceed with the application for a work permit. The issuance of the work permit is done by an immigration officer. Click here to schedule a meeting with an immigration consultant at Acramy & Associates. Understanding the process of obtaining a work permit and ensuring compliance with the immigration requirements is crucial for individuals seeking employment opportunities in Canada. By choosing Acramy & Associates, you can benefit from our expertise and increase your chances of a successful work permit application. Contact us today to discuss your specific circumstances and let us help you achieve your professional goals in Canada. To successfully apply for a work permit, it is essential to understand the documents required to support your application. Valid passport. The first and foremost document required is a valid passport. It must be current and valid throughout your intended stay in Canada. Ensure that your passport has sufficient blank pages for visa stamps and endorsements. Job offer letter. A formal job offer letter from a Canadian employer is crucial. This letter should outline the details of your employment, including the job title, job duties, salary, working hours, and employment duration. It must also state that the position cannot be filled by a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. If you find yourself in need of professional assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Acramy & Associates. Contact us today to benefit from our firm's commitment to helping individuals achieve their goals within the Canadian immigration system. Labor Market Impact Assessment (LMIA). In some cases, an LMIA may be required. The LMIA is obtained by the Canadian employer to demonstrate that there is a genuine need for hiring a foreign worker. It assesses the impact of hiring a foreign worker on the Canadian labor market. Completed application form. Completing the appropriate work permit application form is mandatory. The form requires personal information, employment details, and other relevant information. It is essential to fill out the form accurately and truthfully to avoid delays or rejection. Proof of education. Provide documentation that verifies your educational qualifications, such as degrees, diplomas, or certificates. These documents must be from recognized educational institutions. Proof of work experience. If your profession requires work experience, include documents such as reference letters, employment contracts, or payslips that substantiate your previous employment history. Whether you need assistance with the documents mentioned before, we can guide you through the process and ensure that your documentation meets the requirements set by Canadian immigration authorities. Click here to schedule a consultation with Acramy & Associates. Language proficiency test results. Depending on the nature of your work, you may need to demonstrate proficiency in English or French. Test results from recognized language proficiency exams, such as IELTS or CELPIP, should be submitted to validate your language skills. Proof of financial support. To ensure your ability to support yourself and any dependents during your stay in Canada, provide evidence of sufficient funds. This may include bank statements, proof of employment, or a letter of sponsorship. Medical examination certificate. In some cases, a medical examination may be required to assess your health condition. A panel physician approved by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) should conduct the examination. The certificate should be submitted with your application. Police clearance certificate. To demonstrate your good character and absence of any criminal history, provide a police clearance certificate from each country or region where you have resided for 6 months or longer since the age of 18. Proof of temporary resident visa TRVO or electronic travel authorization ETA. If you are from a country that requires a TRV or ETA to enter Canada, you must include the valid document in your work permit application. Ensure that your TRV or ETA remains valid for the duration of your intended stay. Consent forms. In some cases, you may be required to submit consent forms, such as the use of a representative form. This form authorizes an individual, such as an immigration consultant or lawyer, to represent you during the application process. Translation of documents. If any of your supporting documents are not in English or French, you must provide certified translations. Translations should be done by a qualified translator who is fluent in both the original language and English or French. Payment of fees. Work permit applications require payment of processing fees. Ensure that you include the correct fee payment along with your application. Payment methods may vary, so check the official IRCC website for accepted payment options. Note: applying for a work permit in Canada involves a meticulous and organized approach to gathering and submitting the necessary documents. This comprehensive guide has outlined the essential documents required for a work permit application. However, it is essential to keep in mind that specific requirements may vary depending on your circumstances and the type of work permit you are applying for. Depending on the specific circumstances of your application, you may need to provide additional supporting documents. To ensure a smooth and successful application process for your work permit in Canada, it is crucial to have expert guidance and support. At Acramy and Associates, we specialize in Canadian immigration and have a team of experienced professionals ready to assist you.